war for talent going on. We're sitting in the Embassy Golf Link of Bangalore, and every single organization in this business park is looking for people, and they're looking for people and how. So if there's a war for talent for these organizations, and there's a war for talent for regular startup organizations, think about the war for talent for social enterprise startup organizations. It's probably the toughest place to hire in today. But guess what? More and more people are moving towards thinking about a real career in this world. My advice to social enterprises when they're thinking about hiring for themselves is, firstly, cast a really wide net, which I think at this point of time you either shy away from or you don't prioritize and do. So you think you may find people in those very specific zones. Well, you might, but only if you cast a wide enough net will you really know where the rest of the people are who might be really interested in joining your organization. So that's one. The other is, don't shy away from branding yourself. If you're not going to brand yourself, people are not going to know about you and they're not going to want to join you. So please also focus on branding yourself. Think about branding yourself. Also think about the typical channels that large organizations are using. A lot of times I've heard social entrepreneurship organizations say that we're not going to find people in Naukri.com or IamJobs.com because everybody's going there. Well, everybody's going there, all the applicants are also going there, so please don't forget that. These are some very practical tips that I'm sharing with you. One of the other challenges that I've noticed organizations go through is where they lose focus. So there's a lot of talk around how hiring is a challenge, and because they don't have a very dedicated recruiting or HR team which works in their office as such, the founders sometimes tend to lose focus on it. So are they really setting time aside and saying, these few days in a week or these few days in a month I am going to be looking for people? Because by the way, if you're not going to bring in these resources on time, your ability to deliver and your ability to actually make that impact that you've set out to do is not going to take place. A lot of times founders feel that they've brought people through the door and a large part of their HR part is done. Well, recruiting is a small function of everything that you need to do for employees from an HR point of view. If you go a layer deeper and you think about employee engagement, the frameworks tend to be the same for organizations which are 5-member or 5,000. However, for a startup organization, it tends to be tougher. Large organizations tend to do a lot of things for employees in the name of employee engagement and motivation. Big cafeterias, lots of events, sports events, business parks, fancy offices. Small organizations, especially social startups, do not have that luxury. Employee engagement for them has to be real, meaningful and deep. So the founders not only need to think about hygiene factors like compensation, benefits, insurance policies, etc. They also need to think about how they're meaningfully engaging with their employees, whether it's become 100 people in a span of 12 months, let's say. How you engage with employees, how you make sure that they continue to stay focused on the mission of the organization, how you stay focused on their career plan, and how you're able to link that with their personal goals and professional goals of the organization goes a long way in keeping employees engaged and motivated in an organization.